Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. I don't know about you, but if sudden company comes or I decide to have company one day later or soon, I want something fast and easy for dessert because I'm always thinking about dessert because I'm a baker. Having something and put on the Barbie is super easy, but dessert is something that I really want to make nice, but sometimes I don't want to fuss. So I am going to make a vanilla raspberry swirl ice cream cake that's super easy. It's a quick hack that you can throw together in literally 2 seconds, throw it in the freezer, make it in the morning, throw it in the freezer for several hours, and unmold it and serve it with a little whipped cream and slices. Delicious. So before we get started, you know what I'm going to ask you. I'd like you to click that notification button because I want you to become a subscriber. I don't want you to miss any of my tips or videos because they're pretty nice. They're pretty good. And I love having you with me in my kitchen. It's like having a friend with me, and I appreciate you very much. All right, so vanilla raspberry swirl ice cream cake or any flavor combo you want. You're going to make it in a 9 by 5 by 3 inch loaf pan. Doesn't have to be a glass or Pyrex pan, but something that you think you can fill with ice cream. You have enough ice cream for this, or a sorbet or a combination. First, I've lined it with plastic wrap one way, and I've turned it and lined it with a second sheet so that of plastic wrap so that it comes up over the edges like that, because we're going to flip it over and put it and push it down when it's time to go in the freezer. And then I took a piece of parchment paper and I put it across the long side, and it's got maybe an inch or so on both sides that overhang. And then I took some binder clips and I just put that down so it will stay down while I fill it. So the next thing I have is I bought a sandwich cookie. I just bought a chocolate sandwich cookie. You can get lemon, you can get vanilla, you can get coconut, whatever type of sandwich cookie or cookie that you would like. So I just got these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the bottom. All right, I'm going to put one row of the sandwich cookies. The thinner they are, the better, because they're going to soften in the freezer with the ice cream around them. It's almost going to taste like an ice cream sandwich. You see where I'm going with this? I love ice cream sandwiches. And if you have to break a few to make them fit, go ahead and do it, okay? So I have 2, 4, 6, 8. I got about 9 in here. They don't have to lie flat. They don't have to lie flat. And you're just going to put them on the bottom. You can use crumbs. You can use the whole cookie. I'm using the whole cookie because I just want to have slabs. I want to see when I cut it, I want to see slabs of the chocolate cookie, the contrast of colors. I have vanilla ice cream, and I love raspberry sorbet, and it's a great combo. Or you could do a creamsicle type thing with orange sherbet and vanilla ice cream. Anything you want. Lemon sorbet with a coconut cookie or a lemon cookie would be awesome. So the next thing I'm going to do is take a slab, and it doesn't have to be done perfectly. Just do whatever comes naturally to you and scoop this out. I've let it soften for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how warm your kitchen is. And I'm just going to put blobs of it in here, and we're going to press them down. And if the cookie breaks a little, that's okay. So I'm going to get that next one ready. And in the meantime, I'm going to take scoops of my sorbet. So you can see, I'm going to cover it first so you can see so the cookies don't go flying. And you're just going to go alternating vanilla, raspberry sorbet, vanilla, raspberry sorbet. And then you're going to make another layer of cookies and you're going to fill it in. And that's all I'm doing. You should go through maybe a half gallon of ice cream if you pack it really well, and probably 1 pint of your raspberry sorbet, although you can do a combo. What about raspberry and then lemon and then vanilla ice cream? You could do all sorts of things, okay? You could do triple ice cream cake. You could do anything you want. And what I'm doing is I want to show you how I'm pushing it in. So it doesn't matter the pattern right now because I am actually going to push this. So you see what I've got so far, okay? And I'm just going to take an offset spatula and I'm just going to press it and smooth it. And if it swirls together, so be it. That's what I want. I like it swirly. I like it so we have those combinations of colors. Because when we cut into it crosswise, it is going to make these beautiful, beautiful swirls. All right, one of my cookies tried to escape, so I pushed it back down. All right, I'm pushing, because you don't want any air bubbles. So you see what I have? See that? Okay. So I got that, and you can put a few more cookies in there. Just push them in, just push them down, push, push, push. If they break, they break. So be it, c'est la vie. That's okay, right? So yeah, that cookie took one for the team. If you can't get a full cookie in the center, divide it in halves, break it, and just push it in. All right, so these break very easily. Just break and put half here. You can see some of the ice cream through it. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, and then I'm pushing that down too. Push, 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 push. All right. And if you know that you have favorites, that people like favorites, you can always have the ice cream that they like, all right? Or you can use all ice cream. You don't have to use sorbet. I just like the different colors. So you could use pistachio. You can make Neapolitan, which is pistachio, vanilla, and strawberry. You could do anything you want. No rules, people. No rules. When it comes to ice cream, no rules. So I'm taking this sorbet. I'm going to push it down, and oh, don't you dare escape. Okay. I'm a little crazy with ice cream and sorbet. I'm going to push this down. Oh, I'm going right through this beautiful half gallon of ice cream. And I might just shake it up a little bit and go different, do sorbet and then ice cream, whatever you want to do, okay? And it's getting nice and soft. And if it gets a little messy, it's ice cream. What do you want? It's going to get a little messy. Lick your fingers. That's okay, all right? So I'm going to push this down. I'm not going to push it down with that because that's not going to be good to push down. And then I'm going to fill in. My last layer is going to be cookie on the top. So when I flip it over, it's going to have some cookies on the bottom because we're going to flip that over. So we're going to, okay, so you see what I'm doing? I'm pushing it in, and I'm not done with the sorbet yet. I'm just about done with the ice cream, but I'm going to put some more sorbet on top. So you give and take what you want to do. Some people make this type of an ice cream cake by swirling everything in a bowl. Things tend to get muddled. Get it? Muddled, literally. So it's a little too much swirliness for me because sometimes you don't see the actual difference in the ice creams and the sorbets, and I like it a little bit different. So I'm gonna push every inch of it. Push down, push down, push down, all right? Push it down, all right? And now I'm just gonna end, since I only have a little ice cream, you might as well just put the vanilla in. Not gonna use any more raspberry because I think we have a lot of the raspberry already. So it's going to be nice and beautiful. Yes, Chef Gail's hands are a mess. That's okay. I don't mind. And then I'm going to push, and then I'm going to put a layer of cookie. All right, and you can see there's a little raspberry sorbet on my offset spatula, and it's going to swirl through. It's going to be fine. It's all going to be fine because it's ice cream and sorbet. Everything is always fine with them. And if you get somebody that doesn't like a certain flavor, change flavors. You can add nuts, you could add chips to this, but we're just making a basic hack, just a basic, easy peasy ice cream cake. Super simple. You can keep a few of these in the freezer if you know you got great Aunt Edna coming and she's going to be here for a while. Make her favorite. Put it in the freezer. Tell her you just made it just for her. All right. All right. So keep going. Keep going. Keep going. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these binder clips off. Okay. Take them off. And I'm just going to flip this over on the top. You see that? It's really easy. It's like all in one, okay? I have an extra piece of plastic wrap hanging out just in case I need it. And then this whole thing is going to go into the freezer, okay? Until I want it, serve it. And it is going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to put this in the freezer for several hours. Could be overnight, could be for 3 weeks if you want. You can make this very, very far in advance. And I will see you back. So I had my vanilla raspberry swirl ice cream cake frozen solid before I took it out. Remember, we had it in our loaf pan. I've actually taken a hot knife and I put it all around the rectangle of the loaf pan, flipped it out, took off the paper. So I have all the plastic wrap here, cut off one end so you could see the beautiful layers. And now I'm going to cut it and plate it. And this is how I would plate it. You can, cut a slice, and I'm going to have to move this a little bit because I am left-handed. Excuse me, but I am left-handed. So I'm going to go and cut right through that first cookie and just go down. And you may have, because it's still very hard, but it's so beautiful inside. And I've made some whipped cream. I've taken some fresh raspberries as a garnish. And we are going to put this on our plate and see how pretty this looks. Look how pretty. See, that would be a gorgeous dessert. A little dollop of whipped cream on the side, a little more whipped cream on the side. You know me already, right? And some fresh raspberries because that carries the theme of the raspberry sorbet. If you didn't use raspberry sorbet and used a different type of sorbet or whatever, ice cream, you can do whatever you want. But look how beautiful that looks. And whatever you don't use, you can actually put some parchment paper back in the loaf pan, put this back in, refreeze it. But I think you're going to eat it all at once because it's so delicious. And it will feed your family and friends. And if you don't have time to make a major dessert, this is a great hack. I hope you try it. I hope you become a subscriber. I hope you try my vanilla raspberry swirl ice cream cake. Till next time.